We're going to start by talking about breath work and foam rolling. So the very first thing people are going to do when they come into the gym is their breath work. We do this for a variety of reasons. Number one, people often come into the gym with some type of stress. If it's an athlete, it's either boyfriend, girlfriend, school, parents. If they're old enough to work, it might be a part-time job. If it's an adult, it might be work, it might be spouse, it might be kids. There are any number of reasons that somebody might come in stressed out. And so if you can think of a bucket, and we'll call it a stress bucket, and that bucket has a finite amount of space in it, if somebody comes in, the bucket is topped off, they've got all the stress that they can handle, and we try to add more stress in the form of weight training, then they're not going to receive that very well. So what we want to do is we use the breath work, calm people down, take them out of that stressful state, hopefully lower that's in that bucket so that we can put more stress, the good stress, in the form of that weight training session that's about to happen back in the bucket. The second reason would be to help turn on or mobilize, however you want to say it, the deep or internal core stabilizers. So when we're using our diaphragm correctly, you'll notice that's when your core is on, like completely on. So we'll tell people to, when they're breathing, when they're doing any of their exercises, like you're blowing out birthday candles. If you do that right now, and do that as hard as you can, you'll notice everything turns on in here. So we want to make sure that our breath work is on point because that'll help us further on down the training session. So to get set up, you're going to find a space on the ground. Lay flat on your back. You're going to put your feet up on the wall. You want a 90-degree angle in the ankles, knees, and hips. And then from there, I like to take some type of light implement, put it on my stomach just so that I get a little bit of feedback and I know if what I'm doing is working. So I've got a 6-pound medicine ball. You could use a sandbag. You could use a backpack. You could use really anything that'll just fit on your stomach. So I place the ball on my stomach, and then I'm going to do 10 breaths if I were coming into the gym. So when I breathe, what I want to do is I want to breathe and then push the air down as far as I can and try to drive the ball up toward the ceiling before my chest comes up. So it's not that I'm trying to keep my chest down permanently. It's that I want to completely fill my lungs and use my diaphragm to completely fill the lungs before my chest comes up. So you'll see a lot of people come in, and if they don't know how to breathe, they'll go, and they're all up in the chest. And so you're not using your core at that point. We want to make sure that we push the ball up toward the ceiling. So it looks like this. The other thing you'll notice here is that my hips are neutral, right? A lot of people, when they lay down at the very beginning, they'll lay down and they've got an arch in the low back. And we want to get rid of that, so we want to make sure we point the tailbone up toward the ceiling. That allows us to keep the back nice and flat. Now our pelvis is neutral and our core is on. So one more time.